Hello, friends, colleagues, old colleagues. Hope you are doing good. This is the new video blog that I'm doing today. It is in continuation to one of the video blogs that I did earlier on understanding and supported changes to Dynamics CRM 2011, 2013, and very happily to add Dynamics CRM 2015 as well now to the list. So I was just going through what is a different type of changes, what are different type of unsupported changes that we should not be doing to Dynamics here in 2011, 2013 or 2015 version specifically. I did do a video, the link is available here and it's available to watch, which is kind of the part one to what I'm going to talk about today. Today I'm going to talk about what is the way in which we can think supported. Most of us have been around with .NET at some point or other. I don't think you do start directly into CRM. Most of us do have experience with some kind of object-oriented language before this, and we have a notion of thinking that way. Now, the reason is like when I started as a .NET person myself as well, and I had a think tank just like how we do with web development or WinForm development or things like that, how we layer things in our various models in .NET. But when you come to CRM, you should not be doing that way. So this video is just a brief on how you can think on doing supported changes in spite of unsupported changes, because we can achieve same result being supported as well. So this is going to be full of few examples. I've taken one example on JavaScript side of things. I've taken one example on SQL and server side of things, and then these are something which I have taken live demos of, and then we can talk about different kinds of example which I have been through myself. And basically the idea is to just think not unsupported, but how to get our mind to think supported, because at times supported is the neater way and simpler way as well. So I'll just start off with the example. So this is the CRM organization that I've been using. And now the thing to note here is many a times we get an example or we get a requirement to do multi-select pick list in CRM. And I don't think that we don't get this requirement. It's a fairly simpler requirement. Just let me go up and do a proper form over here real quick. That should not be taking me much time. So yeah, we have been there when we needed to do a multi-select pick list. Some way or the other, CRM doesn't have a multi-select pick list on its own till now. So in this example, if you look over on this area, what I've done is I have two examples of a multi-select pick list or a multi-select option set. One with the car model and the other with the bike model. There are cars like Volvo, Saab, Opel, Audi. The bike I have like Kawasaki, Yamaha, Bajaj, Honda. Now, one of them is a checkbox list and one of them is a drop-down list. I can very well have checkbox list here as well. That's not what I'm trying to convey here. There's a very big difference between what we are seeing on the screen over here. Like if I do a shift and I do multi-select like this, it's gonna save. Now I just gonna need to prove the point. Like if I select here and I click save, that's gonna save as well. Now if I refresh this, it retains the value as well. So what's the thing here? What's the difference? What are the things that I'm talking about then? Now the thing that I'm talking about here is basically the fact that both of this are achieved in a quite different fashion altogether. So what is the fashion that I have achieved this in? So what I'm trying to convey is what you see here in the car model is a supported way of achieving this requirement. Whereas what I've done with the other way in the bike is the unsupported way of doing things, where I've done DOM manipulation and all sort of stuff. I will get onto the script as well. But as we can see really quickly here, that I'm running on Chrome and it's cross browser, it's supported on IE as well, and the same result has been achieved. So let me talk about a bit on approach as well. So whenever we get a requirement like this, how will I start thinking? I will start thinking like, okay, I want to do multi-select pick list. So first thing that I will need is an actual CRM option set. Yeah, you will need a CRM option set. Then I will pick it and I will store the selected value somewhere on a hidden field and stuff like that. And then I will change the DOM to enable multi-select and stuff like that. Hey, that's the way. That's wrong way. That's the way of thinking unsupported things. Like the moment we get a requirement of a custom element like this, the thing that we should think is HTML web resource. I should be developing a HTML web resource. Yeah, I will need a field to store and sustain the value and stuff like that and develop logic through that. But yeah, I should think supported HTML web resource. Why? Scalable. So that tomorrow if I need to introduce one more thing like that custom, I can just reuse the resource and reuse the resource, scale it up, scale it down without the need to add some more DOM manipulation into it, which I do unsupported, I'll need to keep doing. Second, when you upgrade or there's a roll up or anything, I don't have a fear of that thing breaking as long as the XRM namespace is in place and I'm using supported scripting. My script's not going to break, my web resource is not going to break, the code's going to be upgradable, lesser effort for me trying to fix it after each upgrade. Okay, great. So I'll just like to open up the script for this real quick. So first of all, I would like to open up the script for the supported way of doing this. So this is the supported way, done. Now the unsupported way of doing this. Okay, this is a big one. Here I keep going, I keep going, I keep going, I keep going. So what's going on here? First of all, I get the control option and then I change the element, I convert the to multi-checkbox, then I insert div elements in my code. I do all sorts of stuff which I'm not supposed to do, copy the CRM way of doing it, style overflow, this, that. I add nodes, I remove nodes. By the way, I have not done it. I just taken it from one of the sites, one of the blogs which our fellow CRM colleague had done. I don't want to name names here, but like yeah, it's hard work, but it's not upgradable, it's not scalable. I also keep doing that on my blog. I should not be doing that. I'm trying to get away from that habit now. So now the supported way of doing things. It's a plain HTML, there's a option list here, and there's a logic just to store this. On select clicks, there is a logic to store the element. On load, there is a logic to check the ones which is selected based on the things in the hidden field. So the approach is pretty much similar in both, but one is supported way of doing thing, another is unsupported way of doing thing. This was a client-side example. Now I want to get into an example of something which a new person coming into CRM might do more often. But I also seen that some experienced people have been doing this kind of things. Like when you want to actually develop something like in the server side code, which is plugin workflow console to fetch, say I want to fetch string map table. I need to fetch something from CRM database, actually the metadata table and stuff like that. So what I've seen people doing is on-premise, this is not applicable to online. This example is not applicable to online at all. You don't have access to the server. That's the only reason it's not applicable there. So this is a way to get the string map value. I mean, this is again a wrong way of doing a thing. You don't need to create functions inside like server side. This is an unsupported script. The moment you're putting some scripts functions like that in a next upgrade or roll up or something you try to do, if there's a if this is obstructing the CRM upgrade or roll up, it is unsupported. You should not put things into CRM database like that. Put views, put custom views, custom tables that are not meant to happen like that. You need to create staging tables and do stuff. Now, coming back to this example here I've taken, like this is not the way to take it. There is proper C sharp code which is given and exposed in SDK to read a global option set or to read a simple pick list. We should be more into that way of doing things. I will also like to talk about few more examples on how we could have thought to be supported rather than unsupported. I see that people develop their custom logic on click of ribbon buttons. You go to a custom ASP.NET page and you do a business logic, and then you come back to CRM doing whatever processing you need to do. This is more of the .NET way of doing a thing where you will call a custom page or a custom service and get your stuff done. In CRM, we might need to do our CRM way of doing thing where we can set a hidden field, we can execute our logic on the plugin on trigger of that, and then we can unset that field again. I mean, that is reusable. And it upgrade the advantage of doing this approach and instead of taking business logic to external web application or a web services, you need to maintain that web service with every upgrade whenever you move infrastructure and things like that. And unlike in the second approach, using a plugin or a workflow to do the same thing, you're keeping it within the CRM framework. So once you port solution, you essentially are moving everything. Another requirement which comes time and again is to show some forms in navbar and stuff like that. So I really, this came from an old colleague of mine, and he was trying to, basically he was trying to go through, excuse me for a second, I'm just trying to go for the search here. So he was trying to remove the command bar and navigation bar and show it inside an iframe on another form. So now, at least in 2013 SP1 and above, what Microsoft has done is given a supported way of doing it. But what I originally saw the guy doing was he was trying to do all sorts of unsupported like .hide and dollar that element .hide and stuff like that. Now if you look at one of the links I have entered here, embedding views and form without command and navigation bar, CRM 2013 SP1 and above, Microsoft has provided a way of doing this. URL, and you have CRMD bar equal to false and nav bar equal to off. So the point again here is we can get into the habit of doing supported stuff. At times there are ways possible. The only thing is we need to dig a bit more and try and find a supported way of doing it. It happens over time that we stop doing the unsupported way and doing the supported way, but that keeps us happy in terms of a scalable product, a happy customer, and even our Microsoft support is always valid. So hope this is a good addition to the last video blog I did on what are unsupported and supported things. And this one is more on how to think supported instead of being unsupported. Hope it helps you, and I'll keep posting. Let me know if it helped. Thank you.